Good morning, and thank you for clicking back on my channel. I am Roman, and we are going to be talking about the movie Eternity. I thought this was a really great, fresh, new idea. It's a romantic comedy. It stars Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, Callum Turner, Divine Joy Randolph, and John Early. So this is a story where when you do pass away, you have 1 week to decide where you want to spend the rest of your eternity, like afterlife, right? And then you have these people like guides who were played by like Divine Joy Randolph and John Early, and they're trying to help you kind of, they're there to guide you along the way. Elizabeth Olsen, she plays Joan. So like when it starts off, they're like really old, like elderly people. Jones, she has cancer. It's terminal. She doesn't have long to live. And then her husband, Larry, who is played by Miles Teller, not the old Larry, but young Larry. He is, he seems to be relatively healthy, Don't think nothing is or would happen to him. But they do go to a baby shower. It's a gender reveal party, I guess. And he is snacking on some nuts. He chokes, passes out, and then that's how he dies. Very sad and ironic way to, I guess, hit the bricks, right? But with that being said, he's there, he's very lost. He's like, where the hell am I? It does beg the question, and of course it does get asked in there, like, am I stuck between, is this like a stopping ground before I get to heaven or hell? Like, and at the end they'd like, here you kind of like pick your heaven or hell, basically. Hence the eternity part. So it's really like, where do you picture yourself spending the rest of your life or afterlife? And so he's trying to stick around because he knows that his wife doesn't have much longer to live. And so he's trying to figure out, like, what can he do to just stay there, right? Before, she gets there. So he makes kind of a friend with the bartender there. These people kind of have, like, regular jobs, if you will. They don't get paid money, but it's like, there's nothing to pay for them, right? But you do get like room and board for the time that you are there. And with that being said, you still have 1 week to figure out where do you want to go, right? So he makes friends with this bartender along the way, unknowingly that the bartender is Luke, who was Joan's past boyfriend before meeting Larry.
That I've not seen before. Oh wait. Oh, that's dirty.
I'm at work. Um, and people are working. I'm not working yet, so. And then, hey, still out of my drink, so I'm drinking this. Anyway, um, so yeah, Luke is Joan's past boyfriend. He died in the Korean War, I think, some war, and they don't think that they're ever gonna cross paths again. Like who would ever think that? It's like you die, right? So again, Larry, who is played by Miles Teller, um, is waiting on his wife, played by Elizabeth Olsen, and hoping like, oh, once she gets here, then we can figure out where we want to spend the rest of our evening together. So now, before I get to that part, once you do pass away, you come back as the younger version, or version of yourself where you really felt like really happy, or at your true self. Hence them being in a different body, I guess. Because I know people look at like, wait, how are they like old but then come back young? That's just, in this movie, that's how it works. So, therefore, Joan, Lizzie, when she passes away, she is in her younger self, again played by Elizabeth Olsen, and so they meet each other again, and they're about to like almost figure out like, oh, so we can spend the rest of our lives together. Then she runs into Luke, played by Colin Turner, and it's just like she's seeing stars. She's like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in like decades, and so like of course they want to spend time together, but then she's also like in this state of mind where like, but this is my husband. What do I do? You are kind of like in that stuck in a rock and a hard place, because you don't want to disappoint your husband, but also like you never had that chance to spend with this person who could have potentially been your soulmate, but you didn't know because he died. Again, this movie, I thought it was a very wonderful film. I don't particularly like romantic comedies, but this was very well written, very well acted. Everybody played a wonderful part of this in this movie. All the way from Elizabeth Olsen to Divine Joy Randolph, and I don't want to get away just in case you do plan on watching it, but she has a choice to make. And so she's kind of, deciding along the way, like, do I spend the rest of my life, or afterlife, I should say, with the husband I spent my whole life with, or do I start a whole new life with this man that I loved but died too soon before I even really got a chance to know him? And again, that is the decision she had to make. And most of the time in life, you don't get to make second chances. You barely get to make that one chance decision. So, I'm not gonna say that I thought she was kind of harsh on her decision making, but I got it. I get it. You know, I don't know. I mean, once you watch it, and if you do plan to watch it, you'll see. You'll see what she had to go through, and you know, life isn't rainbows and cupcakes and whatever else you think it's supposed to be. But you know, again, I think I give that movie an 8 out of 10. I think it was a solid movie. Um, you know, I hope if you do get a chance, check it out. Again, wonderful cats from Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, Colin Turner, Divine Joy Randolph, and John Early. You get some other characters on there, but they're just, you know, background characters. But, yeah, I mean, you know, let me know if you do check it out. I would love to hear your thoughts. And with that being said, give me some love and likes and get people to join in. I'm gonna finish my beverage and hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.